Why does Hermès have pricing power?
Hermès is very different from anybody else in that it can basically dictate its own level of demand because it has capacity constraints. There are waiting lists for its most in-demand products, mainly the Birkin bag and the Kelly. So in tough times, it just works through that list.
Has it raised prices as aggressively as others? Does it have it more in the time? Because everything else kind of felt like it went up really, really quickly. Like, obviously, I follow this stuff very carefully. It went up very, very quickly. Did Hermès deliver that same punch in terms of the price?
No, Hermès's products are very expensive. You're looking around $10,000 for a Birkin, roughly.
Yeah.
It didn't actually push up prices as aggressively as others. Also, it's worth remembering that if you want a Birkin right now, you can't just go in a store and buy one.
Yep.
You have to register for interest, see whether the store gets
like
the
a
model
Rolex.
you want. Yeah, basically. Probably a bit rarer than a Rolex. But if you wanted to say, I've got to have a Birkin right now, you can go to a resale site. You will pay double in the store. So the fact that it didn't push up prices quite as aggressively as others, plus that the differential with resale means that it's probably one of the few that's still got some pricing power.
Well, talk to us about what that hit looks like in terms of the tariff story. Because guys right in that it has the extra pricing power. You're seeing the CEOs talk about the fact that they could increase their prices in response to tariffs. But can you just quantify what that tariff impact might look like on Hermès's business?
Well, I mean, we don't know what tariffs are going to be. I think Hermès is one of the few that could put prices up. Customers would wear it, literally. For many of the others, I think it's going to be very tough. If this was 5 years ago, I would be here saying luxury goods haven't got anything to worry about with tariffs. Their customers are wealthy. They can put up prices. It's going to be no issue. They have raised prices so aggressively over the past 5 years that ability to raise prices more is really not there. It's going to be a real struggle unless we have another boom to raise prices as they did before.
I mean, it's all very unpredictable, isn't it? I wonder if there are wealthy women in America getting in Trump's ear and saying, just not handbags. Just not handbags.
Don't touch those.
Let's talk about the China story, shall we, in the context of Hermès, because it's complex to work out what's going on in China. So the CEO, Assel Dumas, saying it's too soon to talk about a China demand recovery. But are there green shoots?
Well, Moncler actually was more upbeat about China. The feeling from the results that have come through recently is China's not getting any worse. It's not clear whether it's getting better or not. We've just had Chinese New Year, so we've got to I think, get through that to see what the underlying picture of demand is.
What do these companies do with gold prices? Do they buy forward? Do they hedge? Because gold just keeps going up and up and up. Precious metals keep going up and up and up.
That is definitely an issue for them. It's something that hurt Swatch a few years ago. It has inventories that are sort of very valuable. But I guess they just have to deal with it. And if it does go up, they'll have to reflect that in the prices.
So do they have big inventories of gold, silver, whatever it is?
Well, Swatch has very big inventories, some of which are precious metals. And that's been a real thing for investors because the value of the inventories is about the same value as the company.
So I can revalue these luxury... Every time gold ticks higher, basically, in theory, luxury stocks should be moving higher as well, because of the inventory.
I'm not sure about that because I think, generally, raw material is quite a small part of the overall
if you've got a big load of it in the bank or in the vault, then presumably it's worth more on a daily... I'm just curious.
Presumably it is, but I think translating that into sales and into products...
They've also got to tell us how much they've got.
Yeah, which many don't. Swatch, I'm not really up on this, but I know Swatch is one of the few that puts out its inventories.